And now it's time for the latest exciting episode of Doz's Television Workshop.
Hello and welcome back to Doz's Television Workshop, where today we're going to be assembling this Clockwork uConsole Raspberry Pi based handheld computer from ClockworkPi.com. Now, there were a lot of reviews about this thing sort of the middle of 2024, and I took some notice of this and I thought, oh, that's a really useful thing. That'll be really good for sort of portable ham radio operations. So I thought, I'll save up my pocket money and order one. And that I duly did on the 12th of September 2024. Well, it turned up yesterday, and that was the 20th of May 2025. Now, when I placed the order, they did say it would be 3 working months before it would get dispatched. And of course, it's a Chinese company. They also had the Chinese New Year in there, where nothing much happened, I would guess. But one thing, I did send them a couple of emails, how's my order coming along? And they were very, very prompt in their replies, and they were absolutely honest about the delays that were happening with component supply and a few other problems they'd had. They were very good. So I've been very patient, and finally we get to put the kit together. Let's get into it. My God, I hate unboxing videos, but unboxed it must be. So it comes in this rather smart packaging. Yeah, that's a picture of it there. So, and there's the bits. Microconsole assembly guidelines. Open source hardware, open design, highly hackable, and don't panic, easy assembly design. Let's hope so. All right, what have we got? We've got a sort of blister pack of bits. So, yeah, I think I may just spend a few minutes reading these instructions in a break to tradition to have a look at it. Don't panic, not panicking. Index checklist. Mount the screen, mount the keyboard, mount the front, mount the blah 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 blah. It doesn't look too... Warning, suffocation risk. Precautions for use. Do not use microconsole's USB port to charge other electronic devices such as smartphones. Fair enough. Please use a high quality phone charger and USB-C cable to power and charge the product. Use of an 18650 lithium-ion battery not included in the package. You need to buy 2 by yourself. That's okay. I've got some in stock. Get support. Join the Clockwork Online community. Already part of that. Mount the screen. Mount the keyboard. This is all very IKEA, isn't it? Nice, clean, laid out instructions. So, yeah, let's just get into it, I think. So, I'm going to remove the blister pack from the box. And I shall put the box to one side. Pop open the package there. This is an ESD safe workbench, by the way. It is grounded, as is my right foot. That's so I've got free hands. Somebody did ask in the comments the other week when I was working on something, do you take ESD precautions? And yeah, down there, it's an ordinary wrist strap around my ankle. So I've got very small ankles. Right. So, mount the screen. So, this is very nice matte black effect front there. Oh, it's metal. Good Lord. Okay. We've got some kind of that phase changing magic thermal stuff. We've got a bit of bubble wrap. Okay, and the chassis is also some sort of cast aluminium. How very lovely. Right, that's the bit clearly we need. And looking at the picture there, wants to be that way up. Okay, so I'm going to need the screen, which is here. We've got a branded ribbon cable there, so that's nice. Mount the screen that way around? No, because this... oh, that goes like that. Gotcha. That folds into there. Shall I peel the peely off now, or shall I peel the peely off later? I'll leave it for now. Let's get section 2. That's the screen mounted. Mount the keyboard. Okay. Do they mean the rubber bit? No, they don't. They mean the... oh, this is good. Look. There's like a keyboard membrane. So that clearly fits on those holes there. Excellent. Those are like, yeah, little tactile bubbles. If you remember the Philips remote controls from years ago, it's like a metallic dome that as you push on it, on this sort of Kapton you can see here, it deforms it and makes a switch. Gives you a little bit of tactile feedback. Mount the keyboard. Mount the keyboard A, mount the keyboard B. This is the sort of rubber overlay. Well, this is ever so easy, isn't it? And you can hear that clicking button there. Nice. Okay. It shows us with a little joystick doohickey. Fits in that hole. Where is that? Appear to have an antenna. Okay. That's the compute module. There is now a more modern Compute Module 5 version, by the way, but this will be ample for my requirements. Chassis, screws, stand. Where is the joystick doohickey? Is it that thing there? Okay. Not so easy. How does that mount on? It just sits on. And there are two like holes in there. Have we got two holes to align this in there? Oh, it's a trackball. Good heavens. Okay, well, let's just sit that in there. Yeah, it does. It sits in there. Okay. Page 4. Mount the front. So at this point, I think, yeah, remove the protective layer. There we go. I'm going to peel the peely. Excellent. Peeling the peely now. And the peely has remained behind and left the tape on. My life of peeling things. Oh, God. Talk amongst yourselves. Lovely. Okay, we now have instructions to mount the front. Nice. Get some screws. These are Allen-headed screws by the look of things, and they've supplied us with a very fetching orange Allen key. Oh. So I shall use that. Mount the front shell. Well, we've sort of done that, haven't we? There's no more case parts. No. Ah, then flip it over. That's what they mean. Mount the main board. So we've got a plastic thing, which is that there, to pop into that hole. Fair enough. Lovely. Mount the main board, which is this fella. Goes in like that. Four screws. This is child's play, isn't it? Okay, let's nip that up. Mount the core. So this is our Raspberry Pi core there. Now, this is a CM4, which is what we have, to 3.1 adapter. Now, something I don't know is if this would take a Compute Module 5. Maybe you could let me know in the comments. But okay, so it's J2 and J3 listed on here. They're slightly offset, so we can't get it round the wrong way. It's the only thing that's not in the instructions. It says just to mount the core, but this was for the old core. So we have the later core. Okay, has that connected? It has now. There we go. And that slots in there. Page 10, what does it tell us? Okay. I hate this kind of thing where you have to put pressure on something. There we go. Oh, nearly. Ah. Now that isn't latching in place. Yes, it is. It has latched. Only on one side though. This side needs to latch in. There it goes. Okay, there's our core mounted. Remove the protective layer. What are they referring to? On the back of the antenna, which is here. So that runs through that slot there in a moment. So presumably we stick that somewhere. Let me just move on one. So I've got a CM4 core. The antenna socket is built in. For earlier cores it mounts to the board itself. So okay, let's waste my life peeling this off. Oh, get away. Okay, nearly. There we are. Okay, the instructions have gone a bit quiet here, haven't they, you know? They were... They were a little bit more full before. Oh, that's interesting. How do you get that through there? With difficulty. I'm there. I am there. Okay, so we've got a fiddly antenna connection to make in a second. Let's get the antenna in position first, which is like a slightly protruding part there. So I'm just going to stick that on there. Okay, let's get that antenna connector in. Try and make it as tidy as possible, otherwise we'll never get the back on, will we? Oop. There we go. Okay. I've mounted that. Oh, I neglected to connect the screen, didn't I? Let's, where was that? Got ahead of myself here. Yeah, there. It's all in the instructions. So this is the type where you lift the latch up, I think. It is indeed. There we go. We'll place that ribbon cable carefully in there. All lines up very well. Snap that shut. There we go. Okay. Right. We have connected connected the Wi-Fi antenna. Mount the speakers. Get away. Got speakers. That's impressive. They come in a little package like that. Just usual surface mounted type of reel that's been cut. Get off the back there. Okay. So let's just pop those out. Yeah, they've got a protective layer on one side that we need to remove. Now, according to the diagram there, you can see that the speaker contacts are towards the outside. So I shall pop that in there. Ah, slightly self-adhesive, I think. Oop. Yeah, they've got a layer of stick on them around the outside. Okay. That's those in place. Mounts the external module, which has to be this little fella, I would imagine. Yeah, you can see there are the connectors to the speakers. And in fact, they've put connectors on each side there. So I wonder if it doesn't actually matter which way which way round you fit the speakers. So that's in there. Page 14. Two screws. And we've got this little blanking piece to go in. Okay, which goes in this way round. Nice. Alright, mount the 4G antenna. Now, my version I ordered without the 4G module because when I'm out and about with it, I shall tether it back to my phone. So I didn't order the 4G module or antenna. So, but yeah, if this is anything to go on, we haven't got to worry about much, have we? Right, mount the battery module. What's that in there? Ah, I wonder if that's a different kind of piece to go in there, because there appears to be an audio socket or something there. Ah, that's also the 4G bit. So what's the bedding? That's for the 4G antenna, is it? No. There is definitely some sort of module here, and this says SIM card on it. So I wonder if that was for an external antenna. In which case, we haven't got that, so I can fit that version, can't I? Nice. Okay, power module. Good, substantial connectors. Yeah, those are in there. think I might want to cheat a bit here and just use a faster method of securing the screws. I'm not sure that battery connector has gone in far enough. It has now. Okay, that's our battery module mounted. What are we doing now? Mount the 18650 batteries. Right, bear with me one moment while I go and get them. Two freshly charged 18650s, checking the polarity. 1, 2, mount the thermal pad. Remove the protective layers, okay. Stick that side down first so it goes over that chip there. Okie dokie. Next, mount the back shell. Right. Obviously we've got to squash that that pad down, so got a lot more screws than I appear to need. There we go. I have to say we've got a bit of bend in the rear of the case there. Mount the stand. Okay. Goes on that way round. That is a little bit loose. I wonder if we can just encourage that to be a bit tighter. The answer is no. Let's try and encourage it a little more. That's better. Yeah, it's not great that, but there we go. Right, page 22. Mount the stand. Oh, it's held on with screws. That's what our extra screws are for, look. And there's a screw in that middle hole as well. Should have read the whole book first, really, shouldn't I? And then a screw goes in the middle there, obviously to hold it flush against the unit when it's stowed. Smart. Insert the micro SD card and power on. One micro SD card. Check to see which way up it is. Yeah, it appears to be contacts facing up. I'm going to use tweezers. I really struggle with these things. Fat old fingers. Just lock it into place. There we go. Power on by pressing and holding the on-off button for 2 seconds. It may take about 60 seconds to boot up for the first time. Here we go. 1, 2. You can see that up there. I'm getting absolutely nothing. Oh, nope, we've got a flicker on the screen. Have I been too hasty? There we go. Fabulous. We've got our presumably Raspberry Pi operating system booting. Can you see that, or is that horribly glary? Let's just switch the upper light off. I've got a cursor there for a split second. Welcome to the Raspberry Pi desktop. Look at that. Before you start, there's a few things we need to set up. Okay. Well, I'm going to pop the light back on because we have assembled it, and undoubtedly it's going to ask me for my Wi-Fi password, which I don't think I want to put on YouTube right now. But there you go. What a fantastic thing. It's not too small. It's not too big. And I think this is going to serve my purpose really well. I'm chuffed to monkeys with that. That display is first rate as well. So that really is very clear. Not too much glare, believe it or not. I know I'm in a brightly lit workshop with a light above, but no, that's super clear. Really pleased with that. And so easy to do. Honestly, yeah, you could... my nan could do that, and she's 102. Yeah, finish. Is there another page? There is another page. FAQs. Well, I shall read that at my leisure. Right, thank you very much for watching. Click like, subscribe, do all that rubbish, and come back soon, and hopefully we should be taking this out in the field and trying to run some ham radio stuff on it. Until then, yeah, stay safe. See you soon.
With a gentle hand, he brings them back in line. Every twist and turn makes the magic shine. Cathodes and the crackle of the tubes amidst the dust. They play nostalgic tunes, solder smoke, and the faint aroma of time in each repair. An art that's so prime. Where wires twist and spark, fix the picture, bring back color in the dark. Screens that buzz, it's magic on display. Old TVs revived in a brand new way. Circuit woes, but we're getting closer. Neon signs, they guide you to the door. Tubes and screens like you've never seen before. Pulses hum as sparks begin to fly. In this tiny shop, dreams are set too high. With a touch of love, your picture's clear and true. It does as hands, pixels flicker, back to life and stand. Microchips and vintage heart in a world of screens, playing their parts. Circuit boards with stories to untangle. Every wire a promise as an angle. With steady hands, as Darcy bends the light through the lens, creating onyx nights. Oscillators, creating sonic waves, bringing back the charm of retro days. Capacitors and resistors. In Darcy's touch, there's no misfire. Transistors dance to the rhythm of repair. Through the glow, feels like magic fills the air. Voltage pulses, the tune's melodic run, a symphony of sparks where the work is never done. In